One match. That is all it takes. One match to silence the doubters. One match to prove that the fairy tale is not over. One match to change the trajectory of a career. Yesterday, on the grass courts of Birmingham, Alexandra Eala stepped onto the court not as the defending champion, not as the tournament namesake, not as a national hero. She stepped onto the court as a woman with something to prove. Her opponent was Alina Charaeva, the same Charaeva who had pushed Eala to the absolute limit in their previous encounter, the same Charaeva who had exposed weaknesses in Eala's game, the same Charaeva who had the tennis world whispering, "Is Eala's reign already over?" But when the final point landed, when the scoreboard read 6-2, 7-5, there was no doubt. There was no controversy. There was only Alexandra Eala, standing tall, fist raised, eyes blazing. This was not just a victory. This was a statement that the Birmingham champion is not going anywhere, a statement that the Philippines' brightest star is still rising, and a statement that this win, this specific win, on this specific day, could change absolutely everything for Alex Eala. Today on TopSpin, we break down every angle of this monumental victory, what it means for her season, and why the tennis world should be very, very afraid. Subscribe to TopSpin for hard-hitting tennis analysis, breaking match results, and the stories that define careers. Hit that bell so you never miss a moment of the action. Let us rewind to just a few days ago, the Birmingham Classic, the quarterfinals, Alex Eala versus Maria Charaeva. That match was a war. 3 sets, 2 hours and 19 minutes. Eala survived, but barely. She dropped the first set 2-6. She was pushed to 7-5 in the third. Charaeva had 5 match points against Filipina in the previous round and saved them all. She was fearless, she was dangerous, and she exposed something that made Eala's team uncomfortable. Eala struggled against power players who take the ball early. Charaeva, ranked outside the top 60, had taken the world number 29 to the brink. The tennis world took notice. The narrative shifted from Eala is a rising star to Eala is vulnerable. Then came the rematch, the WTA 125 Birmingham Open, a different tournament, but the same city, the same grass, the same pressure. And once again, the draw put Eala and Charaeva on a collision course. This time, it was the round of 32. Winner advances to the round of 16. Loser goes home with questions. The stage was set for a blockbuster rematch, and what unfolded was a masterclass in growth, adjustment, and mental toughness. The match began under overcast skies. The crowd was smaller than the Classic, but the tension was just as high. Eala walked onto the court with a different energy. Gone was the tentative player who had been pushed around in the first set of their previous meeting. In her place stood a focused, almost angry competitor. She had studied the tape, she had learned from her mistakes, and she was not going to let Charaeva dictate terms again. The first set was pure dominance. Eala broke Charaeva's serve twice. Her own serve was clicking. She was hitting her spots, mixing pace, keeping Charaeva guessing. The set ended 6-2 in just 32 minutes. Charaeva looked frustrated. She smashed a racket after losing the 6th game. Eala did not react. She simply walked to her chair, took a sip of water, and prepared for the second set. But the second set was different. Charaeva, to her credit, did not fold. She adjusted. She started targeting Eala's backhand, hitting heavy topspin balls that kicked up high on the grass. Eala made errors. Unforced errors. The kind of errors that had plagued her in the first match. Charaeva broke early and took a 3-1 lead. The crowd grew nervous. The Filipino fans in the stands clutched their flags. Was history repeating itself? Was Eala about to blow another lead? No. This is where champions separate themselves from the rest. Eala did not panic. She did not change her game. She simply focused on one point at a time. She broke back at 3-3. She held serve at 4-3. She broke again at 4-4. And at 5-5, with Charaeva serving to stay in the match, Eala turned up the pressure. She attacked Charaeva's second serve. She hit returns deep into the corners. She forced errors. On match point, Charaeva double faulted. The match was over. 6-2, 7-5. Eala raised her fist to the sky. The crowd erupted. Charaeva walked to the net, shook Eala's hand, and whispered something that made Eala smile. Later, Charaeva would tell a reporter, quote, "She is not the same player I faced last week. She is better. Much better."
Let us be clear about something. Beating Alina Charaeva is not the same as beating Iga Swiatek or Coco Gauff. Charaeva is ranked number 68 in the world. She has never won a WTA title. She is not a household name. So why is this victory so important? Because of what it represents. Growth, adaptation, the ability to learn from mistakes and apply those lessons immediately. In their first match, Eala struggled against Charaeva's power. She was pushed to 3 sets. She looked vulnerable. In this match, Eala won in straight sets. She was never truly in danger. The difference was not talent. The difference was preparation and mindset. Let us break down the specific adjustments Eala made. First, her serve placement. In the first match, Eala served mostly to Charaeva's backhand, thinking that was the weaker side. But Charaeva's backhand held up. So in the rematch, Eala varied her serve placement. She went wide on the deuce court. She went down the middle on the ad court. She used the slice serve to pull Charaeva off the court. The result? Charaeva won only 48% of her return points, down from 54% in the first match. Second, Eala's return position. In the first match, Eala stood behind the baseline to return Charaeva's big serves. That gave Charaeva time to recover and dictate the rally. In the rematch, Eala stood inside the baseline. She took the ball early. She rushed Charaeva. The result? Eala converted 4 of 7 break points, compared to 3 of 10 in the first match. Third, and most importantly, Eala's mental game. In the first match, when Charaeva fought back, Eala got tight. She made errors. She looked nervous. In the rematch, when Charaeva took a 3-1 lead in the second set, Eala did not flinch. She just kept playing her game. She trusted her shots. She trusted her preparation. That is the sign of a player who is maturing, who is learning how to win, not just how to play. After the match, Eala spoke to ABS-CBN sports reporter Diane Castillo. She said, quote, "I knew she would come out fighting in the second set. She is a competitor. She does not give up. But I also knew that if I stayed focused, if I kept doing the things that were working, I would find a way. And I did." End quote. That is not the voice of a 21-year-old who is still figuring things out. That is the voice of a veteran, a player who has been through battles and come out the other side stronger. This win, more than the Birmingham Classic title, more than the ranking points, more than the prize money, is proof that Alex Eala is evolving, and that is why it could change everything. The moment the final point landed, the Philippines took notice. Again, it is becoming a habit. Within minutes of Eala's victory, social media exploded. The hashtag #AlexAdvances trended #1 on Twitter Philippines. ABS-CBN Sports Facebook post announcing the win racked up thousands of reactions, comments, and shares within the first hour. The comment section was a war zone of celebration and sarcasm. One fan, Ricky Bowie Forma, wrote, quote, "Sayang, nakaabang na mga bashers and haters. Sorry, next time na lang ulit. Vamos Alex Eala." End quote. Translation: "Too bad, the bashers and haters were already waiting. Sorry, next time. Vamos Alex Eala." Another commenter, Tucson Rosenberg, joked, quote, "Timing long cause I don't have unlimited load, internet credit. I would have bashed already. Next time ulit. I'm absent because I have no fare. I really wanted to bash." End quote. These comments, dripping with Filipino sarcasm, show that Eala's success has not only brought joy, but also silenced the critics. The haters, as they say, are on an indefinite break. The tennis world also took notice. Tennis journalist Ben Rothenberg tweeted, quote, "Alex Eala is quietly building a very solid grass court resume. Back-to-back wins over Charaeva after a tough first match shows growth. Keep an eye on her at Wimbledon." End quote. Even former world #1 Andy Roddick, now a podcast host, mentioned Eala in his daily recap, saying, quote, "The kid from the Philippines is for real. She's not just a flash in the pan. She's learning how to win ugly, which is what you have to do on grass." End quote. This is not just Filipino pride anymore. This is genuine respect from the tennis establishment, and respect, once earned, is hard to lose. But the most important reaction came from Eala herself. In her post-match press conference, she was asked about the difference between this match and their previous encounter. Her answer was revealing, quote, "The last time we played, I was still riding the high of winning the Birmingham Classic. I think I underestimated her. I thought I could just show up and win. That almost cost me. This time, I prepared like she was the #1 player in the world. I watched tape, I talked to my coach, I had a plan, and I executed the plan." End quote. That is maturity. That is humility. That is a champion who understands that every opponent deserves respect, regardless of their ranking. Alex Eala is learning, and that learning is translating into wins. The celebration is brief. The victory is already in the past, because tennis does not stop. The WTA 125 Birmingham Open continues, and Eala is now through to the round of 16. Her next opponent? TBD, as the draw shakes out. But regardless of who stands across the net, Eala will be ready. She has momentum, she has confidence, and she has a game that is perfectly suited to grass. The round of 16 match will likely take place tomorrow. The opponent could be a qualifier, a veteran, or another rising star. But here is the thing about Eala right now. She is not afraid of anyone. Not after beating Charaeva twice in 1 week. Not after winning the Birmingham Classic. Not after everything she has been through in the past month. She has faced the French Open heartbreak. She has faced the fan controversy. She has faced the pressure of being a national hero. She has faced a billionaire's invitation and a tournament named after her. And she is still standing. She is still winning. So whoever comes next, let them come. Alex Eala is ready. Looking beyond Birmingham, the grass court season is winding down. Wimbledon is just around the corner. Ella's performance on grass this year has been nothing short of spectacular. She has won more matches on grass in the past 2 weeks than she had in her entire career before this season. She is learning the nuances of the surface, the low bounce, the skidding slice, the importance of first serve percentage. These are lessons that will serve her well at the All England club. And if she can carry this form into Wimbledon, who knows what is possible? A second-round appearance? A third-round appearance? Dare we dream of the second week? It is not impossible. Not for this Alex Eala.
Let us zoom out for a moment. Alex Eala is 21 years old. She has been a professional for just over 3 years. In that time, she has gone from an unknown junior player to a top 30 WTA star. She has won a WTA title. She has beaten top 20 players. She has had a tournament named after her. She has received a personal invitation from Richard Branson. And yet, this win over Alina Charaeva, a seemingly minor victory in a WTA 125 event, might be the most important result of her career. Why? Because it proves that she can sustain success. It proves that she can back up a big win with another win. It proves that she is not a one-hit wonder. It proves that she belongs. In professional sports, the jump from good to great is not about talent. It is about consistency. It is about showing up every day against every opponent and finding a way to win even when you are not playing your best. Eala did not play her best against Charaeva. Her second set level dropped. She made errors. She lost focus for a few games, but she still won. That is what great players do. They win when they are bad. They win when they are tired. They win when the pressure is on. Alex Eala is learning to do that, and if she can continue to learn, if she can continue to grow, there is no limit to what she can achieve. Think about the names of tennis legends: Serena Williams, Steffi Graf, Martina Navratilova, Chris Evert. All of them had moments early in their careers where they could have faded away, where they could have been satisfied with one good result, where they could have stopped improving, but they did not. They kept working, they kept learning, they kept winning, and they became legends. Is Alex Eala the next Serena? No, that is an unfair comparison. But is she on a path that could lead to greatness? Absolutely, and this win over Charaeva is another step on that path. So, here is where we leave you. Alexandra Eala has done it again. She has beaten a dangerous opponent. She has advanced to the round of 16. She has given the Philippines another reason to celebrate. But more than that, she has shown us something deeper. She has shown us that she is learning, she is growing, she is becoming the player that everyone hoped she would become. The Birmingham win that could change everything is not just a title, it is a promise that the best is yet to come. And we, the fans, are lucky enough to watch it unfold. Subscribe to TopSpin for hard-hitting tennis analysis, breaking match results, and the stories that define careers. Hit that bell so you never miss a moment of the action.